You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
It's time for the DragonCon Report, your go-to show for both newbies and seasoned pros gearing up for the annual Downtown Atlanta Convention, with interviews, expert advice, and all the latest updates straight from the dragon's mouth and fans themselves. Stay tuned, you might just uncover something unexpected.
Howdy, and welcome to the 6th episode of the 2024 DragonCon Report. DragonCon is right around the corner. It's lurking, nearly ready to pounce. Are you prepared? We're here to help. I'm your host, Mike Gordon, and I'm pleased to introduce you to the rest of our station crew. Jen, of course, is here, working behind and in front of the camera.
Hello, Trepid Con attendees.
We're getting there. And Channing is here, of course, as well.
Hello to all my DragonCon friends and family.
Channing, you seem a little bit low key. Is it not set in yet that we're almost in the storm?
You know, I'm in there's 7 states of grief, 7 stages of grief. So there's the same thing with DragonCon. I'm in the denial phase where I just feel like, I have plenty of time to get things done. DragonCon is not right around the corner. I got time to put all my stuff together. Yeah, I'm in that phase.
Gotcha. It seems like it was only yesterday we were recording episode 5. And
exactly.
then we had 100 days. 100 days. We got 100 days. It's good. Well, We've got less than 80. So it's crazy. Right. It's crazy.
Our next episode, my background is just going to be me yelling, "Everybody panic!"
Don't panic. That's Hitchhiker's Guide. Get your towel. Don't panic. In a little while, we'll be joined also by some rowdy folks who will take us on a behind-the-scenes tour, magical tour of DCW. We're excited.
Is it a magical mystery tour?
Well, I don't know about, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to promise too much, but yeah, it's going to be really fun. We've been wanting to have these guys on for a while. So DCW. DragonCon Report is an unofficial podcast of the con. We are not and never have been officially connected with DragonCon. For all official news, we strongly recommend checking out the official site, social media outlets, town hall meetings, etc., etc., etc. So please check that out. We are a proud member of the ESO Network. On esonetwork.com page, there's a direct link to our TeePublic store filled with all kinds of cool swag, including a very cool design for the DragonCon Report podcast. I saw a couple people wearing that shirt when I was at Heroes the other day. So thank you so much for your support. We also have a Patreon page where supporters can access our exclusive reading of this month's DragonCon guest months, actually all months guest announcements. And we've gotten some people joining us to listen to our reading of the guests. So we appreciate that as well. In addition to the video stream on Facebook and YouTube, the audio version of our show is still available via all the usual places. You can always access our past episodes over the last 10 years at DragonConReport.com. However you access our show, please like, subscribe, and share.
Hi, it's 12 years.
Wherever that button. What's that?
It's 12 years.
12 years, my goodness.
12 years, wow. Preteens.
It started in 2012.
See, Channing, what you've missed? Yeah, and yeah, Channing and Jen haven't been here that long, but they know. So, but
I started listening the first year.
We appreciate
there you go.
Yes, you did. Yes,
Look,
yeah, you've
we're
been
here
there.
in time for those rebellious teenage years.
Exactly. We're getting old enough to drink soon. Anyway, please please leave us direct feedback or comment on the show. Email us at feedback@dragonconreport.com or reach out to us via Facebook, Instagram. Those are the only 2, I think, social media outlets that we're on right now, currently, so far. So let's get started. There's some news and some notes. This is, we're in that time. We're in that time where it's things are happening. It seems like I'm posting on Instagram or I'm seeing news items all the time. Of course, DragonCon, for those people who don't know, is happening August 29th, September 2nd. Those are official dates, as Jen can tell you, and she reminded me just like 5 minutes ago. Like there's stuff that happens before August 29th. right now, 5-day memberships, they went up a little bit, so they are now $175. So, which I still think is a bargain for 5 days. Do you know where they're going to go up between now and then? Between now and August 29th, do you think? We don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
it's different every year.
Yeah.
I think that it will stay this until con, but
I
you
feel
know,
like
we'll
I
see.
feel like that's true. I feel like that's true. That's a 5-day membership. Been asked about season, single day passes if they are available. If they have them to sell, they will be available on August 1st. That's the on sale date right now for 1-day membership passes. And almost all the other deadlines, as far as for guests, for applications, for bands, performers, et cetera, those are all closed. Media applications are still open. Deadline for that is August 12th. The parade is officially full, closed for applications as well. So we look forward to seeing everybody who got in, and then the parade's going to be huge again, I'm sure, this year. But yeah, guest applications closed. I think fan table applications is when I went online the other day, they were still open. So if you're interested in a fan table, and of course, volunteer applications are still open. They're going to be open. There's a lot of
They will be open
for applications
until con.
Yes,
probably.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big need for volunteers still, and yeah, that will be the case. So you can still get your applications in if you want to volunteer and take part. And the next volunteer meeting right now is scheduled for next month, July 27th. That's right before the storm hits, like a month before the show. But that's going to be at the Hilton Atlanta, 4:00 p.m. You do not have to be here locally to participate. They do stream it online as well. So. Yeah, that's there's also some news as well. We've got I think an official drink. Is this the first time it's official, or
No, they've so for all of our not cider, well, kind of cider, our mead fans,
mead fans? The official mead.
Yeah, the Monk's Meadery has announced their Dragon's Nectar for this year. They've been doing DragonCon themed can for quite a few years. I get them every year, but they just put up their pre-sale, and it comes in a limited edition DragonCon can. And that's not what this year's looks like.
No,
but,
that's the old one.
But they're gonna have Dragar's Tavern set up this year. She's their badass dragon, and if you are pre-ordering your limited edition cans, which you can do at monksmead.com, then you're gonna get the first of 3 badge ribbons. And after you order, you get an email for your next quest task, because basically they're going to be doing quests to get the other 2 badge ribbons. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I ordered a 4-pack, but I do every year. This is the first time that they're doing this little competition with it. I'm pretty excited about it. So when you go look, by default, it tries to get you to order, I think, a 24-pack, and that's like $99. So
share with friends.
Yeah, well, you can do, or split it with people, especially, getting it shipped, because getting it shipped is about $19. It might be higher for a higher volume pack, but you can make that amount go down smaller to a 4-pack like I did. But you can find out more at Monk's Meadery.
And for our friends on the Brit Track, the Doctor Who Ball is back September 1st, 10 p.m. in the Hilton. It's going to be DJ Black Sunshine. That is one of the larger parties. I've been there a few times. It's always a good time, and since it's Doctor Who themed, you usually see people in funny hats and long scarves, and really, you can't beat that. And speaking of the Brit Track, they have panelist applications open. So if you're a fan of anything from across the pond, go to the Brit Track's Facebook page, and there's a form that you can fill out. This is your chance to be a part of the con and kind of show your knowledge of the fandom.
And speaking of submissions for panelists, the DragonCon's anime, manga, animation, and video gaming tracks are all accepting panel submissions for this year as well. Still, you don't have a lot of time though, so it's June 20th is the deadline. So if you're watching this live as we're recording, howdy, and you have only a couple days to submit an idea or to be a panelist for that track. So if you have a good idea related to either video games, Japanese or Western animation, they want to see you. They want to see you there. So submit now. And yeah, if it's after the 20th, then yeah, you just have to show up to the track room and hope for the best.
Our friends over at the DragonCon Theater and Performing Arts Lovers Group have announced that they are looking for panelists for their panels. They're not yet an official track. They're an unofficial fan community at DragonCon, as so many of us are. But they are working with official tracks this year to facilitate theater programming. So anyone interested in possibly signing up on some of those panels, head over to their Facebook page and sign up no later than June 21st.
And since we're talking about, entertainment and theater, the DragonCon Fandom Music Video Awards have returned. It's a video editing competition where participants create music videos featuring their favorite fandoms and media, including live action movies and shows, cartoons, woohoo, that's me, anime and manga, video games, and cosplay. You can go find the full rules and submission forms at dragon.amvawards.org. If you want to get involved, you've got from now until July 31st to make some magic.
Awesome. That's very cool. Calling all Filkers. The Filk music track at DragonCon wants your songs for the 9th annual song booth. There's more information and you can contribute at
what was that? The song what?
The annual songbook. Did I say something else?
You said song boo.
Songboo. Songbook. Sorry. Now the Filkers also recently posted images of their new ribbons for this year too. So they got it going on in the Filk track. So yes, but they do want songs. So now we know they want panelists, they want videos, and they want songs for DragonCon. So there's stuff to do.
And you can see the form that you can fill out is right there on our screen.
Absolutely. And we'll have all these in the show notes.
The show notes, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Going back to entertainment, the Bunny Hutch has announced their official party DJ this year, and it's our friend from the cult of the DragonCon DJs, Mr. DJP. I know a lot of people have really enjoyed his parties in the past, so now you got something else to look forward to Thursday night at Con.
That just gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Dragon cults of DJs,
right? This is what happens when you don't know where the mute button is. The DJs are definitely having some fun. They are going to be hosting the Welcome Home Wednesday meet and greet this year,
along with us here at the DragonCon Report and the DragonCon Parties, Meetups, and More group.
That's right. So, hey, if you've ever wanted to meet your favorite host of the DragonCon Report, this could be your chance.
Or your favorite DJs.
There you go. Or your favorite admins from the DragonCon Parties and More page. Honestly, the people you hold close to your heart will be there. It's going to happen at the Marriott Post Bar starting at 8, and it goes until probably the Marriott starts to kick people out.
Which is what happened last year.
Yes, but that's how you know it's a good party.
Yeah.
Leave. Please
leave.
And another party that's on the 29th, Con Crawl 12 is August 29th, starting at 5 p.m. and going till whenever. It's the annual kickoff party for DragonCon weekend. Safe, fun, inclusive event. They compare themselves to the Fellowship out from Riverdale. But yes, the starting point is where you could start with. Actually, it doesn't say where the starting point is.
We'll have more information on the crawl in our August edition of the DragonCon Report. That's where we'll be talking about parties and stuff. He does not have the official schedule out yet for the con crawl.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, people can find out more information on, and he's on Facebook, right?
yeah, there is a con crawl, and that is spelled KON
Yes.
and KRAWL.
Absolutely.
Other than that, we've had some exciting additional guest announcements. We've had a ton of Star Trek guests, such as Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner, Gates McFadden. Very excited about that. Todd Stashwick, who was amazing in Star Trek this year. So, but you can hear us butcher their names and more if you go check out our reading of the guest list exclusively for our paid Patreon subscribers.
Not responsible for liver damage.
Yeah.
I have to put that disclaimer on there.
Yeah.
Legally,
yes.
we have to.
Yeah. But other than that, we are caught up on the news for now. So why don't we take a quick break and then we'll get to our main topic of the night.
Our main event. All right, it's time for our main event. And with us today, representing DCW, we have, is she here? Mama Ken is here, right?
Boy, I got to wait for you to introduce him before I forget. There we go.
There we go. There she is.
There I am, yes.
Howdy.
Hello.
Glad you are with us.
I am great.
I am curious how so what is your title is the DragonCon Wrestling Director, DCW
Yes.
Director, right?
Yes.
And how long have you been in that position?
I have been with the show since it started 22 years ago. My husband, Tiny, and AJ got it started. And when Tiny unfortunately passed away in 2015, I told Rachel and everybody, okay, we'll do this show. I don't know from here where we'll go. And the fans keep us coming back. It was like, okay, we're going to keep this going. And so since 2015, I have been the director.
Wow, it's quite the undertaking. I know that I've experienced it many times over the last over 2 decades. It is a great time, and it's quite a thing to put on, I would imagine.
It is. It's we've grown. We have so many of the same guys that come back every year, so that kind of helps. We kind of know from the time that show ends on Thursday night, we almost know who we're going to do, what we're going to do the next year. But we've always got more people. Hey, can I come in? Can I be part of the show? So we're open to new wrestlers too. But yeah, it's an adventure till we get to the end of the show. Last year was I don't know if you were involved last year or not, but we almost didn't have a ring. And yeah, it was something. So always nerve-wracking. We got to know everybody's there. The ring is there. The ring is set up. Yeah, all the technical side of it. That's the headache. Sound checks, music. The wrestlers are like little kids. They got to have the right music. They got to have, that's why I am Mama Kim, because I'm everybody's mama, and it's like, okay, it's gonna be okay. Come on.
Kim, do you know how it started? Do you know how how wrestling was first introduced into DragonCon?
So they actually had a show the year before we started. I think it was a local little group, maybe, that the senior directors had found, and we watched it. And so then at the time, my husband was also miniature gaming director. So the next year we were at a meeting, and he just happens to talk to Pat Henry, and it's like, hey, me and my buddy AJ have a wrestling ring. We've been doing a few little shows here and there. And Pat was like, hey, you want to do it? So there we go. We left that meeting in Atlanta, went back home, and walked into Walmart, because AJ and Tiny had been working at Walmart, and it was like, dude, you want to do a show in Atlanta? And I, being the one that I am, was standing there thinking, you guys are idiots. You're crazy. This is never going to work. You just can't do that. It'll last one show. We did one show, and we did the next show, and we were in a small little one Centennial room and 250 people, whatever it was. And now we are maxed out in the Centennial ballrooms with however many that 2,800. I don't know how many that room will hold, but yeah, I was just like, this is never going to last. I'll give it a year. I'll give it 2 years. Okay, I'll give it 5 years. And it's just, we made it to 10, 15. Now we're at 22.
And where does the talent come from? Is it all local, like
They are.
wrestling talent?
They're
Independents?
local independents. We've got Slim and Azrael. They've been with us since we were just doing little shows back home in little local areas. And so we start the shows. We have these couple people like, oh, I can bring somebody, and then okay, well, yeah, we'll try them out, and they're really good, so we bring them back, and every year there's somebody new. Last year we had a few new guys too that Slim J has worked with, and like, hey, let me just give these guys a chance. So sometimes it's nothing more than the battle royal at the end. It's like, okay, we'll let you get in there and throw somebody over the ring, whatever, but yeah, all of them are local independents. This, as I was talking to Slim J today, as a matter of fact, and it's like he said, this is the WrestleMania for independent wrestling, because it has become so big, and they're all like, yeah, I want to wrestle there. I want to wrestle there. So that's what it is.
Awesome. And I know that you have, because of DragonCon and because of what you guys are doing too, it's the perfect synergy. And I know some professionals come and often participate in the show as well. I have had the pleasure of seeing Iron Sheik make an appearance at one of the shows. Abdullah the Butcher was at one of the shows, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys get some major actors, major wrestlers come in there too.
Oh yeah, we've had Diamond Dallas Page,
yes,
Ric Flair, the Sting came, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Lita. Who else? We've had Jake the Snake Roberts, Dusty, Dustin Rhodes, Iron Sheik, I think you mentioned. We've had a lot. Diamond Dallas Page was really cool. He is just really laid back, and and they love it. They like to get up there in the ring. Ric Flair is the best at talking the audience up, of course. But yeah, they all love it. They're all in shock that we have this kind of a show going on at a convention. They're just like, what? You really do this? We do it every year. And everybody keeps coming back.
So for the attendees, or whether they've been attending con for a while or are new this year, but haven't yet been able to make it to the wrestling match, one, how early do people start lining up to get into the room, and how quickly does it hit capacity for those watching?
It hits capacity quick. We usually will set up tables outside, just so the wrestlers know to come to that one spot. That's where they're going to get their badge to come in for the show that night. Then we will have fans already coming up. They're like, hey, are you really doing the show tonight? What time does it start? And I've seen the line start 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It is already lined up way back outside the building. I mean, they're there. They know if they want to get a good seat, they got to get there early. So I'd say they're lining up by 2, probably.
And what time
the show
do the
starts
doors
at 7?
start? Okay.
6:30, 6:45. They, as soon as we tell them we're ready to open the doors. So between 6:30 and 6:45, and it is a mad dash for the seat.
And then it goes to, how late do y'all run?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
So even those people who are lining up a few hours, they're getting their it's worth their time, because they're getting a 3-hour show. Yeah.
They are. They definitely are. So lots of entertainment.
Absolutely. It is amazing. The performances that the guys put on, and you could just tell that they are enjoying it too. And they get into the geek spirit as well. A lot of them change, like they'll have themes that are pop culture related. So it's very awesome.
Yes. Sean Legacy, he's only been with us a couple of years, and he's won last year. He was the whole Pokemon character, I think it was, or Mario. Maybe it was Mario Kart last year, but yeah, he definitely gets into character. But we've got some that love it. Mike
Speaking
Mosley.
of characters.
He does it.
Oh, right. Yes. Mike Mosley and Xavier Woods show up and
Yep.
show out. Yep.
Yeah, and then
and-
wear the Marriott
yeah.
carpet on TV.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they're big fans of DragonCon. Huge.
Yeah,
DragonCon.
Xavier Woods, he will plug DragonCon right before. Every year he plugs it in August in his shows. He starts talking about, I'll be at DragonCon.
Yeah, I've been trying to challenge Xavier Woods to a match. I've seen him at DragonCon since my first one in like 2009. I think he's only been listed as a guest one time. Otherwise, he's just there as a fan.
He is. He said that's what he wants to do. He'd rather be
loves
the
costuming.
fan.
Loves costuming.
Yeah. I'm gonna feel bad when I have to defeat him because he is such a nice guy. But he's going down.
We'll put you on the show. Don't you worry. We'll get you there one of these days. Here, I'm gonna add you to my list right now.
Oh, well, he's got a mongoose. There you go. He's got his stage name ready.
And you guys have got some belts, right? You got some titles that are always up for grabs there, right?
Oh yeah, we do have the titles. Every year we have the Hall of Fame. We've always got to put somebody, just because we've had so many come and go, but they're there. So we get the Hall of Fame, and then we do have the titles. We have the Women's Cup. Crystal has won that a couple of times, and we have the Dragons Cup for whoever can do the best and pay us them. I'm just kidding. They don't pay us for it at all.
We know it works.
But,
we know it. It's okay.
Who do I make the check out to?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That would be Kim. but yeah, we have fun. It's kind of like everybody. That's their thing. I gotta win the title this year. I'm not gonna win the title this year, and it's like you'll find out at the show. We do not tell them until that night right before the show. Oh, you're going over this year. Because we gotta let them wonder.
Wait, are you saying it's planned?
Yes, I think we all know that. But actually, there's been a few times that what was planned did not happen. they pull one over on us. It's kind of like, okay, this is how it's going to go, and then you're like, what the heck just happened? No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not what it was.
The mongoose cannot participate in a planned event. When I fight,
No,
I
yours
fight
won't
for
be.
real.
Yours will not be.
There you go. There you go.
We're just going to pull you up in that ring. Here you go, and have at it.
All right.
Well, Mongoose, I don't want you to feel lonely. I think Kim's got some folks with her too, some rowdy folks that are ready to join us as well.
Oh,
yeah, it's on.
Howdy.
Oh, fantastic. You finally decided to put me on the show. Good. Good job. I was fun waiting. It's a good idea to keep the biggest guest waiting for a while.
Hey, but save the best for last.
Absolutely.
Mr. Scott.
Absolutely.
I don't know about the best, but
I did. For those of you at home, I did see the mongoose without the mask, and the mask is an improvement. It's a mandatory thing, I think. I think this should either be you with a mask and it's a live stream, or it should be a podcast. Those should be the options.
The mongoose does have a face for radio.
Yeah. So yes, Kim spun you some of her homespun lies, it seems like, about how she makes DragonCon so special.
Well, I understand you have a different point of view.
Well, I do. Yes. And thank you for the introduction. I'm Scott E. Crampton. Very professional of you to introduce me. And, I was on Shark Tank. I want to put that out there. So you should know.
Oh, God. You got to brag about that now?
Yeah.
That was quick.
So I had simple contract 2 years ago. AJ, you should know him as Andrew. Nobody can say his last name. Don't try. He was offered to sell me part of DragonCon Wrestling, and apparently he wanted to take that back after we had already had a contract, just because I was planning to move it to a more.
Why don't you explain how I wanted to take it?
I'm trying to explain. I was going to move it to a more reputable convention. some place where there's not so many people in costumes, wandering around, so many different things. Even this little event that you guys are doing right here appears to not be official. I was told that this would be an official DragonCon thing. Apparently, it's not totally official. What if you were to offend a sponsor or something like that? You need things official.
Sponsors.
Yeah.
What are these
We'll have to look into that, Jen.
You should be doing this for money. Money is the reason you should be doing this. But yes, I'll take any questions you have, I suppose.
How long have you been associated with, or taking a look, I should say, at the DCW?
Well, I was made aware of it. It appeared to be an opportunity. They've had some very high-end wrestlers there, and it seemed like an opportunity to make some money. So I took it as a logical investment. And when it was taken from me, see, as you can see, AJ has already left. He has abandoned this
maybe he just didn't want to hear you lie.
That's because he didn't want to hear the truth live. The mongoose. You could probably just go with mongoose for reference. You seem more of a mongoose, not a the.
It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You have to say the whole name.
Yeah, you need about 20 more pounds of muscle before you get the. Yeah, exactly. About 20 more pounds per arm. So yes, 2 years ago, I made that offer. And so what I've started to do is I've started to buy individual wrestlers. Mama Kim mentioned Slim J, who is part of my roster actually, and is the current champion. And in fact, at this DragonCon, AJ and I will be fighting for each individual belt, members of our roster, and the person that has the most wins at the end will officially take over that part of DragonCon wrestling. And thus, if it's me, I'll probably just end it there, or maybe let it go one more year. I'm not sure. But I'll probably move it to someplace more reputable, someplace with more corporate sponsors, like the Wizard World or of that nature.
You ain't moving nothing, brother. You're not going anywhere. The show's not going anywhere.
Does Wizard World still exist?
I don't think so.
I'm talking about bringing it back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, I'll probably bring it back. But there's other ones, fan cons and stuff like that. Ones that are about turning money over. It's about autograph signing for a certain amount of money, and it's about speed. None of this free lectures, unauthorized. You're not even sponsored by a college, but you're what likely is illegally teaching people things at these treks. It's really disgraceful, to be honest. And all the costumes. Who likes costumes?
Oh my God. Why do I even put up with this? Why do I even want to deal with this person?
Hey, AJ, we're glad to have you back. How long have you been? You've been associated since the beginning, correct?
I am one of the founders of DragonCon Wrestling. Yes, nice. We've been doing this for 22 years, like Kim was saying. Actually, you guys wanted to know the history a little bit. It's been around for almost 25 years. There was 3 years before we took over, me and Tiny, and we've been, like she's told me, we deal with pretty much most of the independents. We love the young and up and coming talent and stuff like this. That's why I've been very fortunate. Kim's been very fortunate. We've had the same people with us for literally over 22 years. We've had people go to WWE, TNA, NWA, New Japan. I mean, we've had, like she was telling you, our Hall of Fame is legit, to a point that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat put it in his book that the 3 places he's in the Hall of Fame at is the NWA, WWE, and DCW. That's so awesome. DCW staying at DCW. I don't care what the bald-headed nerd just said to you, but
well, I mean, if you're going to just try to win, I mean,
at the end of the day, my people are going to take this, and we're going to hold on to it for the fans. And I mean, I know Kim mentioned last year with the ring. That's something I wanted to say real quick. Our fans are incredible. They sell out that room. We take over all 3 major ballrooms in there. Our fans literally helped us get that ring set up last year to make sure we got a show, so Big Mouth can run his mouth and try to steal my show away from me.
If I was running things, I would have had a ring there because I would have paid money for it.
We got a new this year. The ring will be there on time. We've never had a problem in 20. it's not going anywhere. Don't let Scott fool you. Yes, he's dapper. Yes, he's pretty, but he's, he likes to run his mouth. He likes to brag about his Shark Tank thing. Yeah, great. You got to deal with, was it Bubblegum House or I can't remember what it was.
Jason Blum.
Whoever. I mean, it's not really important, but I mean, this year's going to come down to your guys versus my guys, and we're going to keep it in Atlanta at DragonCon. It's not going anywhere. That's it.
You barely can keep this live stream going. You barely can figure out how to use your iPad.
Hey, I can't argue that, man. That's all new. I get it. I appreciate it. But you go ahead and run your mouth. I'm going to make sure and at the end of the day, DragonCon's staying right where it's at, and it's going to keep going on. So
less costumes. None of this fun Wario versus Ken from Barbie versus somebody from Ren and Stimpy or whatever.
Hey, I trained with Mario. Mario taught me a lot coming up.
Yes, they did have a very elaborate match in which there was somebody got a star and ran around the ring. And yes, the fans loved it, but and I can't deny they have something special here. It's very highly attended, which is why I wanted to invest. Disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful.
So we are about 2 months away from the big event. I would imagine our AJ and Scott, you're both amassing your teams for this big combat.
So AJ, have you even started yet, or are you still trying to work out your internet connection?
The internet's working just fine. I can hear you. Just fine, Scott. And I got my people.
I'll send you.
Give me a little back here. Like 2 years ago, this guy literally wanted to take. We made a deal. I'll agree to it. We made a deal. He was going to come in. He was going to get my half of the company. He was going to take it to the next level. He was going to take it to that next thing, and I was all down for it. But then he tried to swerve everybody by saying what he was saying and taking it to another place. The other problem was, he got underneath my skin. He didn't just take people I cared about. He took away family members. So our current heavyweight champion, that's this second year, Slim J, the best tag team in wrestling, the Washington Bullets, and an up-and-coming young guy, CT, all work for him now. All because he got petty and didn't get his way. So he's going to try to take wrestlers away from me and Kim, and I'm going to put a stop to that this year with my team and Mama Kim's Monster House. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Ooh, Mama Kim's Monster House. Sounds like an 80s movie.
Oh, we got this.
Didn't make movie theater.
Well, this 80s movie is going to kick your little butt, man. That's what's going to happen.
The
This 80s movie is going to shut you up.
The 80s was the last time you were relevant, AJ.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to make you unirrelevant this year.
So now, Kim, are you part of the? Are you overseeing this challenge, or you participate as well?
I am participating. I was standing back, kind of just watching to see what would happen. AJ and Scott playing their little games here, and Scott just thinks he can come in with his money and do whatever. But no, I'm here for DragonCon. I'm here for the fans, and I've got a few tricks up my sleeve as well that Scott will be running out of there.
Nobody
like
likes
the 80s little girls screaming.
DragonCon is like the largest collection of weirdos in costumes in the world. That's all it is. It's a bunch of weirdos. We're right now getting interviewed by a man with a fez. We have one legitimate interviewer and a man in a mask.
Which one's which?
Dear God.
Well, hey, your question was, I'll give you all a little spoiler. Right now, we're currently working with Teddy Long. Teddy Long has been to our show for the last couple of years. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, the one thing we got planned this year is Teddy Long is going to be calling us down the middle for the both of us. He's going to be our surprise general manager this year.
Oh.
He's going to make sure these matches go off the way they are. And me and Scott are going to step back and let them go. And I know my team's going to easily win this team.
I did not agree to Teddy Long.
Well, good news is you can't make it anyway. You don't have control over it. We do. So to make it fair, I brought in somebody to call it down the middle.
Remember, my title is director. You're going to answer to me.
AJ, what's the over under on how many impromptu tag team matches Teddy Long is going to call?
If he has his way about it, he will call every match down there, regardless if it's a tag team match or not. So, but that's the other thing. We want to bring him in, let him. He's been bugging us for the last couple of years to really go ahead and use him, and we've decided the perfect person to be our general manager that night is one of the best general managers of all time, Teddy Long. So we're going to bring him in. He's going to call it right down the middle and make sure the paperwork gets signed at the end of the night by the loser, the one in the little suit with the bald head in there. He's going to be signing some paperwork.
Actually, I feel it would be more entertaining for the fans. I have a fantastic lawyer. His name is Lewis Stevenson. And I think that Lewis Stevenson should be the general manager for this. As my lawyer, he will call it fair and down the middle.
Sure. Okay.
I like how you what do people want to see more? Do they want to see Teddy Long from WWE, or would they like to see a fair person who's a hero, somebody who grew up to be a lawyer?
I think that's no-brainer. You want to see the Hall of Famer, the Lifetime Achievement Award, Teddy Long.
Well, maybe
that's right, player.
No, thank you, sir. Player now. Player. That's what I like.
Holla, holla, right? Holla, holla.
Holla, holla is not the best.
Yeah.
Holla, holla is not.
Also, Mike, you're a little bit too white for that one.
There's an R at the end. I will bring that up to Mr. Long, that he will be putting R's at the end of his hollers. Proper English is very important.
The crowd goes silent.
I think it was a respectful pause for proper English.
AJ, just to clear something up, you said earlier that people sell out the arena, but if they want to see, if all my fans, all my little mongooses want to see me, they have to have a DragonCon badge, correct?
Yes, everybody's got to have a badge. Everybody's got to, when you attend DragonCon, at any of the events, we kick the entertainment. The way I've always said it, we used to be on Fridays. We moved to Thursdays because we've gotten bigger. We kick the entertainment off. And yes, for any of the things that's going on, DragonCon, you got to have a badge, and DragonCon, you get wrestling, you got to have a badge as well. The other thing Kim can tell you is that we also stream on all 6 hotels down there at night. They actually are videotaping it and filming it. So they're putting it on the hotel. So if you can't make it down in there, because the fire marshal will shut us down. They have shut us down every year we've done this. And like Kim told you, we started off in the small ballroom across the hallway from the 3 big ballrooms that we have now in the Hyatt. So going from there to there, and where we've been grown, how big we've gotten, and it's incredible how big we are. I mean, and it's the best kept secret in wrestling. Like she was telling you, we've had legends, like literally many, many people go, why haven't we heard about you guys? Well, we're the best kept secret in wrestling. We love the independents. We love showcasing all the independent people that are coming up. We want to see those young, hungry, talented people move on up into those positions. That's where they start with us, especially in the South. We love pushing these people, and we're going to keep doing it. So.
Yes, and Andrew, AJ will have his young, new people versus my professionals, and we'll see who wins.
Wait, but you didn't say you called his young, but not yours young. Does that mean yours are
my
old?
people are professionals. Yes, they're seasoned veterans. Okay. They're not the mongoose. AJ's
the mongoose is young and hungry, though.
The mongoose. The mongooses are overly hungry. That's a nice bed sheet you have in the background.
Come on down, Mongoose. We're going to put you in the ring. You're going to put one of Scott's guys out of there. Yeah.
Yes, please. I hope that you put the Mongoose in the ring. That will be fantastic. It'll be Mongoose versus Slim J for the belt. It'd be a great call.
Oh,
Scott,
No.
Scott, you're a snake.
We got,
and you know
we got
what
a little
snakes
surprise.
fear? The mongoose.
You've been saving that one for the past 40 minutes, haven't you?
It's been holding.
Hey, they wrote a whole book about it, okay?
There's a cue card in a writer that he could only afford he had a $5 write him something for $5 there, and he can afford one joke. So congratulations.
I'm an independent wrestler. You think I can afford $5?
So true.
This will be great. We could come back, have a eulogy perhaps to DragonCon Wrestling after I win. Maybe Howdy could take off his fez and say a few words or something like that, unless that's a religious fez of some sort. Is there such a thing?
It depends on the evening. And how many I've had.
That's fair.
Yeah, if nothing else,
like
it's the drink.
Fez.
It's the drinking fez.
It's a drinking fez. Yes,
Yeah.
that explains a lot about the show.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like this year is going to be the battle of all battles at DCW, and
the War of 24, baby.
War of 24.
War of 24.
I see. You guys are writing it already. Yes.
We already
planning it.
Oh yeah, it's like Kim was telling you. We plan this literally right after we get done. We start going right into next year and figuring out what we're going. This year's a little different considering the situation. Scott has his people. I got mine. We got to, make sure everything is uppity up and make sure, everything is fair. So, we're going to make sure it goes right. To understand what's going on, though, if I lose, Scott's going to take over head of wrestling operations. That's not going to happen, but that's the title he'll be receiving if he wins. Notice I say if, because that's not going to happen. I'm not going to. Right. So,
3 years ago, I was going to pay you money for it, but now nothing. You're going to get nothing. 22 years.
No, you're going to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. You're going to take that little money belt that you put up last year, and you're going to go bye-bye. That's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to happen.
Yes, that is true. If for some reason he does win, I will be banned from DragonCon Wrestling forever. So there is that.
Wow, that's
this is actually to kind of give you guys a little bit more behind the scenes thing here. This is legit. This is a legit shoot here.
Well, he's evil. He's got a cat.
He's got a cat. He's got a cat. That cat's more famous than he is.
It looks evil, but the cat's name is probably Mr. Fluffy Bottom.
That is not true. It's Miss Fluffy Bottom. And this cat costs over $25,000.
Yeah, the cat has more personality than you do, man.
That might be true. He is very.
You can't argue that. So,
AJ, I'm sorry.
You guys have any other questions for us about it?
Actually, real quick, because the stakes are so high, there's so much on the line here this year. So I just wanted you to see if you could take a moment to remind people about some of the special moments that have happened that you've been being part of DCW for all these years. Like some of the things you personally have witnessed that have been just absolutely amazing and couldn't have happened anywhere else. Like I said, I know that me seeing like, these young kids perform is always a highlight for me during the weekend. It's always great to see their athleticism and everybody having fun. And of course the hooligans surrounding the ring and how much they get into it as well. The DCW hooligans. I think that's I don't know if that's an official tribe name, but certainly it's that's definitely
been with us. Kim, I can't remember how long they've been with us, but they've been with us for a long, long time. And you're saying special memories. Those guys show up, they perform just as much as our wrestlers do. Those guys come out, the girls, they perform, they get drunk off their ass and they tear it up. That's what they do. And they're so much fun. They're a great group of people. Like I said, last year, they literally jumped in and helped us get the ring up. That's how special that group of people are. There was no hesitation. I asked, hey, if anybody would help, and all of them stood up in that section and all went over and helped us out.
Not all of them.
So, I love our fan base. Some of them already kind of capacitated from already early drinking. But no, as far as memories, I love that. I love our fan base. Our fan base has been with us for so long. Memories, I have, I don't know if I can say they're all good memories, but we've had some interesting, one of the best stories I can tell you was one year there was an accident and the guys got outside. They love to fight outside. Hell, they went up the escalator. They've done everything down through there. But this one year, there was an accident. One of the guys got thrown into a wall with his butt.
I was there for this. I know what you're talking about. I was there for this.
Okay. All right. Thank God the TNA girls were after that match because it made everybody kind of like settle down. But by the story, though, it started off as a small hole in the wall. By the end of the convention, somebody went through the wall. So they had it patched up by that night. It was all good. That was one of the funny memories. The TNA girls being there, that was kind of special because we had Gail Kim. She just signed with WWE. So for us, we had WWE contract wrestler working with TNA wrestlers. That was a special moment. Again, that's all that behind stuff. A lot of people don't know, but that was very special. Meeting all the legends that we've had. We've had, Captain Lou Albano. The year before he died, we had him there. The Iron Sheik, Boogie Woogie Man. We met Demolition, Raven. Like she told you, Diamond Dallas Page, Dustin Rhodes, Jake the Snake Roberts. Sitting down talking to those guys are very special. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's amazing. His wife is amazing. But memories, oh my God. From year one to all we're at, I mean, the talent that we've had has been insane.
Thank you.
Yeah, the talent, including Scott, talent has been insane. People really hate him, so that does work out to our advantage. But we've been very fortunate. Kim, her husband, Tiny, my late friend, we've had some special memories down there. And what's funny is I only see these people once a year usually. But every year we pick up where we're left off. The word family gets thrown around a lot with a lot of different things, but with me and Kim, everybody behind the scenes that work for us, Ebony that does our Facebook, our press stuff, the lady that set all this stuff up, she's a trainer too. She works for Scott now. But the point is, she's amazing. Our friends, Scott Gunnels, if it wasn't for him last year with Kim going to get the ring, not lying, Team Chevron, you know what I'm talking about, Kim, literally saved the show. The only decision I made last year that was a good decision was sending the two of them because I was too frustrated and gone to deal with it. And I will give him his due. If it wasn't for Scott, that show would not have went the way it went. I'm going to say that right now. I know it's probably not a good thing to say, but I got to give him. I got to give him a little. I got to give him a little credit. I got to give him a little credit. But what kept me together was our fans, my wrestling family, and my close people. My memories all have to do with literally those people. I mean, I've been very lucky. Kim's been very lucky. Tiny was very lucky. The people we've got to meet in this business. I mean, honestly, how can I do this? How can I do this? Oh,
well, it's quite the legacy.
Okay. Well, it's when you look back on it. I mean, not everything makes 20 years.
No.
Not everything makes 20 years.
Absolutely.
I've been fortunate to be in this. I've wrestled for 13 years, and then I've been doing DragonCon for 22 years. I've been very lucky on that. I've met a lot of cool people. I got to say this about Scott. I mean, again, this is going to go blow off the books here. We met at a HeroClick convention in Huntsville, Alabama. To give you a little insight, this little guy was like, "Hey, I could be a manager." Didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. I said, "Sure." And he's been terrorizing me ever since for the last 3 years. and he's been doing what he's supposed to be doing. And it's
Well,
been
that was
amazing to
planned.
watch.
I knew who you were. I had reconnaissance on you. I don't just waste my time talking. I thought it would be an easy investment. Obviously, I didn't know that you were not a man of your word. And you seem very choked up about all the people that you met.
I thought you were going to work me out.
Friends, all the family. Oh, I met so many family. Almost all of them turned on you for just a few $100. Just a few $100. Most of them didn't even hold out for $1,000. I thought it would be an easy investment.
All right, one second, folks. Somebody's giving us some.
Yep, sorry, I think that is me.
All right, and I'll get that. Well, they both meet at the same time, so I don't know who it was. But Scott, I know you need to get out of here really quick. Is
Yes,
there
thank
anything
you. Thank you. We do appreciate your time, Scott.
Get out of here, you bum.
My time. This is a big moment for all of you. I'll do a quick pause in case you want to do a screen grab. That way you can post it. Tell your friends that you met me. That's going to be a big deal. Mongoose, I look forward to you fighting for the world championship. AJ, I think you've picked a real winner there. You're a smart man going with the Mongoose. So I will bid all of you adieu. I will also note that I'm very good friends with Kevin Nash. See, look.
And do you have any
You got that from eBay.
Anywhere people can you want people to find you online?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yes, if you would like to follow one of my mini endeavors, I do run the Murder Mystery Company. It's the largest national theater company in America for immersive theater. So feel free to search the Murder Mystery Company on any of your socials or whatever you poor people do. If you're rich, you probably already know about me. All right, I have left. I'm leaving. Good.
All right. Thank you very much, Scott. Have a good night.
Whew.
I gotta be honest, the show has gotten a lot more attractive now that he's gone.
Hey, AJ, you have got your work cut out for you. I tell you what.
Yeah, I do. I mean, besides dealing with his mouth, yes, I got to deal with all the other things that we're dealing with. It's going to be a lot this year. So, but he's not winning. There's no. It's not going to happen. I can't listen to it. That's the thing about it. I can't listen to it.
Well, is there anything else that you want to let us know, especially now that he's here? Any sort of plans that you have for this year that you can reveal to us at this time, or do you want to not let him know, not make it public yet?
You got to save some for the.
Well, I mean, like I told you. Well, no, the big thing is the Teddy Long thing.
Yeah.
Getting Teddy involved. That's going to be huge for us. He's such a cool guy. I mean, again, getting hooked up with him about 3 years ago, it's been a lot of fun. He's and he just wants to be part of the show, just like everybody.
Nice.
The big thing this year is the show is being slimmed down to deal with the situation we're dealing with. He's got his people. I got mine. Things are going to, I got people coming in. I know he's going to have people coming in. So, I mean, that's why Teddy's going to be calling us down the middle for us. He's going to be impartial. We're going to sign paperwork before the show to make sure it all goes the way it's supposed to. But at the end of the night, me and Kim are going to walk out like we've done for the last 22 years together to go get a voodoo bucket and sit back at a bar and celebrate another good year of DragonCon. That's what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
And for the attendees out there, are people able to meet the wrestlers and all that before the show, after the show? What's the best way to do it if they're interested?
Well, I mean, what we try to do, because we let the guys, one of the benefits, we give everybody their badges and stuff as soon as they get there. And I always tell the guys, go enjoy the convention. You're down there, enjoy it, go have fun, just be back at this certain time. They usually meet with the wrestlers when they run into them there. I mean, poor Slim J and Azrael and all of our other friends that are usually helping booking the show or just happen to be there. They usually get bombarded when we're just sitting at the table outside waiting for people to come in to get their badges. So, for the most part, it's usually after the show. The guys would usually go out and stuff like that or be out in the crowd with them. Last couple of years, we've been trying to do the one track where the you know how a lot of people cosplay as wrestlers, they get dressed up and they go take pictures. Well, we tried to do it. Last year was supposed to happen, but with the problem, we couldn't do it like we normally do. We let these guys come in and take pictures at the ring or get in the ring and have a couple of minutes where they can actually take pictures and photographs. That's set up by Ebony as well. And she does a great job with all that stuff. I mean, I got it, except for I said her turning on me and Kim joining Scott, official and helping us out and get all that kind of stuff set up with the fans and stuff. So she does a lot of the fan content with them. But for most part, it's usually before the show and after the show is when they get to meet these guys. It's all professional. Everybody's cool. Everybody loves being down there. Like Kim and I were saying, the really cool thing is having people with us for like literally the last 22 years. We've pretty much had the same core group of people with us since the beginning of their careers. And she was telling you another thing real quick. Cornelia, Georgia is where a lot of these guys came from Wild Side Wrestling, and it became Anarchy Wrestling. Mm-hmm. That's where a lot of the people that we've met, that we brought in, like Slim J, Azrael, Billy Buck, Seth. I mean, there's Murder One, Nemesis. Nemesis does our shirts for us at the show. He sells shirts at the show for us. I mean, everybody everybody helps out. And again, we're very, very fortunate with the people we have. And like she was saying, we have people that literally work for other companies that look at this like they're WrestleMania. And I'm not just saying that just to be bragging. This is just the way everybody looks at it. They love coming down there. This is their thing. They know they're going to have a good time. And we put on the best show we possibly can. You guys got any more questions for me and Kim? Because this is
just one more. If because it sounds like you guys are going to need all the help you can get going up against Scott this year. If people want to help out, and if you are looking for people to recruit to help out, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, actually, we already got pretty much as far as this year covered. Believe it or not, we've already had so many people. Like I told you, at the end of last year, we've had so many people contact us, contact Ebony, contact Kim. But we already have pretty much figured out who's going to be where and what and doing what, who's going to represent me, who's going to represent Scott. So like you said, he has the current heavyweight champion. He has the current Dragon Cup tag team champions, and our new DragonCon United States champion with CT. So right now he's pretty much got it all covered up. The only part he doesn't have is he's just trying to take me out. So, but again, like
we do have that's
not going to go down.
We do have a question from one of our YouTube viewers. They're asking if there's going to be any new Hall of Fame inductees this year to join Flair, Steamboat, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, Kim is working right now on trying to get who? Kim? Who's the person you're trying to get? You can go ahead and at least tell who you're trying to get.
Well, you
don't have to.
We're talking with Rikishi. We would like to try and get Rikishi this year, so that is a possibility. And there's always a couple of people we'll be putting in. So
awesome.
If Rikishi cancels, the Mongoose is available.
I kind of give you another history lesson real quick. Our Hall of Fame, we've been doing it pretty much forever, but we started inducting our guys at our 10th year anniversary. And it was Slim J, Murder One, and a close friend of mine that's been with me my wrestling career. His name's Mike Murphy, the Iceman. We put those guys in first. And we've been putting our guys since then, but we've also kept bringing in people as far as like I said, when I say our Hall of Fame is legit for the last 22 years, I'd put it up against anybody else's out there. I mean, it's insane how many people and how many good people we actually have. But we're looking at some other people we're going to bring in. We have some other surprises that we're going to do this year with fans and stuff. So awesome. It's going to be a good show. Again, we put on. A guy named Larry, was it Larry Goodman, the guy that does all the write-ups? He's been there for the last. Yeah. He's been there for. We like looking at his write-ups because they usually are funny. Because for the first couple of years, he never understood what we were trying to do. It was like DragonCon wrestling. Why are they doing wrestling at a comic book convention? Pat Henry said it better than anybody else. It makes sense that DragonCon and wrestling would work. They're usually the same fan base, and he's absolutely correct. And anybody that, we started this thing, that far back. And I mean, it's picked up with other conventions. And I'm not bragging to say we're like the first or something, but we're definitely one of the pioneers of this thing, where you see it throughout other conventions, even little conventions where they do a wrestling show. So it's a lot of fun to see where we've started and where we're at. So,
absolutely.
And again, if this
AJ,
is,
AJ,
Go
you
ahead.
and Kim have built up. AJ, you and Kim have built up quite the legacy there, and yes, I hope it continues after this year. But people definitely need to check it out. So, and that is going to be on. Is it Thursday night? Correct.
Yes,
We-
August 29th. Mhm.
Thursday night on August 29th. So, and yeah.
And as you heard Kim say earlier, the room fills up very quickly
absolutely.
when they open
Very
the
fast.
door. So if you want to see it, line up early.
I've
So,
really wrap around all the hotels. Like it would go out the Hyatt and go down the side and literally just wrap right around. It is insane how many people get there. And the fire marshal usually, so it's nuts.
So if you can't see it in person, check it out on DC TV. And like I said, we'll be paying close attention because the mongoose will be there representing.
Right.
us. So
I'm going to put the fire marshal to sleep so we can get more people in.
You'll be in good hands. So thank you guys.
They do live stream.
DragonCon's going to do, if we get any bigger, they're going to have to get the Georgia Tech Stadium or the Omni or
right.
So
we're out of room, guys. We can't help that. Don't be mad at us. We don't have the room. It's crazy.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. It was awesome having you both on joining us. So it looks like Kim already left.
Thank you.
Oh,
I enjoyed
wait,
No, it
Kim,
looks like
the mongoose left.
The mongoose got too
Mongoose left.
excited and
I was going to
disconnected
try and make a
something.
deal with him. I don't know why he left. I needed to make a deal.
Well, we'll have his people call your people, and we'll get it done. So, but thank you guys so much for joining
Thanks
us
for having
this
us.
month.
Thanks for having us. This is the first time we've ever done anything with DragonCon or anything like this, so it's actually really cool for me and Kim.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, we were so happy to get you on here. So
absolutely.
Well, I mean, we've had other things, so it's just like I can't keep up with all this. So you guys are first, and probably the only one. That's probably I'm ever going to do.
Well, we'll see how it goes from here.
Right.
But so I guess without further ado, it's time for us to close the show.
is there anything else y'all want to add? Any places people, if they want to get a hold of you or follow you online?
Yeah.
I was going to say AJ.
Go ahead.
You go ahead, Kim.
You may have mentioned it, but for those that can't attend the show, there is the digital. They can buy a membership online, so they can see the show then. I haven't looked at the web page lately, but my email was there as a contact that people could contact me. I've had people in the past contact me just asking questions, or could they be part of the show, that kind of thing. Or they've sent it to other wrestling directors and they've just sent it on to me. So there's usually a way to get a hold of me pretty easily through my email.
Okay. Major?
Yeah, I mean, it fills up pretty quick for us. I mean, when it comes to, like I said, we have so many people that contact us, like right after the shows that we're at.
People want to follow you.
Yeah, they can.
No.
Okay.
Kim, you do all that. I am too lazy to do it. No, I'm sorry. Ebony says I delegate well. The point is I don't do any of that stuff. So it's like again, it's funny that I'm even on this thing with you guys right now. So it's a treat.
Well, we
had an issue with our DragonCon Facebook page, but I'll get with Ebony because I think she was still doing some stuff on Instagram and things.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll get with Ebony and we can get you that information.
Cool.
We will have a link to that in our show notes so that people can
right.
follow what's going on, follow the promotion of the event and everything leading up to it, because I'm sure there's drama to unfold in the months to come. So
it's going to get wild.
So again, Kim, AJ, thanks so much for joining us. It's been great having you on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
And good luck.
All right.
Later.
All right, and now we're drawing a close to this episode of the 2024 DragonCon Report, having wrestlers on. Who would have thought that would have gotten a little rowdy? Who would have figured? You know what? I think the joke's on us, Jen, because I never expected the mongoose to show up.
No.
I kicked that little dweeb Channing out. Yeah.
I didn't have time to properly advertise his appearance. I mean, his adoring fans totally missed out.
Absolutely.
The mongoose moves in silence.
Okay. All right. So without further ado, big shout out to our station crew, including Mongoose, as well as
Channing, wherever he went.
Channing, wherever he may be.
Yeah, he's locked up somewhere. He was really ruining the show. He did tell me to tell you guys you can follow him at Channing Sherman on Instagram if you want to follow a pencil neck geek like that. And he's part of that Black Geeks DragonCon group, so you can go check him out there too. Again, if you want
are we like back in the 50s? We're saying pencil neck geek now.
Pencil neck geek. Well, I'm trying to keep it clean for the podcast. Okay. Mongoose loves the kids. He tries to be a good influence.
I don't mean you got to cuss or say something bad. It's just I don't think I've heard pencil neck geek since Greece.
And thank you, Jen, of course, for working your magic on both sides of the webcam.
Of course. Sid, hey, you want to give folks a tease about what to expect on the show next month? Because I believe you were the one who were talking to some folks.
Yes. Well, let's just say that there's some things that are unfolding. Can we just say that? I think at this point, we'll work on the specifics. I think are still up in the air. So
well, there might be music involved. Let's put
might be music.
Yeah. From one angle or another. I think that covers all the bases.
Yeah. Or
accurate.
Yeah.
Tease is a good word too.
Anyway, I was wondering who was going to say that first.
Yeah, that's a teaser to be sure. And Jen, of course, where can people find you?
You can find me over in the DragonCon parties, meetups, and more group. I am little bit odd on Instagram. We are at that point of the year where I've made my profile public again. We'll see how long that lasts. Well, it'll last at least till after con. And you can find me floating around the DragonCon Report Facebook page too.
Awesome. And of course, you can find me available. I'm doing still a couple podcasts, one on the ESO network, which is Earth Station Who. As we're recording this, we are almost ready to review the last episode of Doctor Who currently, and then we're going to go back to doing reviewing classic episodes of Doctor Who. So we're having a lot of fun with this season, and we always have fun on the show. So join us there. Plus my new podcast with Drew Leiter, where we review every episode of the 66 Batman series, and that podcast is called Bat Chums, and that comes out every week. So you can find me on those two shows as well, and maybe more coming up. We'll see. But we try to cover all we can with these episodes. Keep up with the latest news, please check out the official DragonCon website, all their social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and all the fan tracks are active on Facebook groups as well. And some of them are still looking for panelists. So if you want to participate, go investigate, go look at them and say, hey, I would like to help. So, and a lot of them are still looking for volunteers too. We're a proud member of the ESO Network. On the ESO Network page, there's a direct link to our TeePublic store filled with all kinds of cool swag, including a very cool design for the DragonCon Report podcast. And we also have a Patreon page where supporters can access our exclusive reading of this month and every month's DragonCon guest announcements. Thank you, patrons, for all your support. Heck, we might even have the Mongoose come in and read some guest announcements this month. Well, who knows? If we're lucky enough to get him. I don't know. We'll see. Whether or not you're watching or listening to us, please help support the show with a like, subscribe, and a share. If you would like to leave us direct feedback, comment on the show, please feel free to email us at feedback@dragonconreport.com or reach out to us via Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for everyone for joining us. I'm your host, Mike Gordon. And as always, it has been my pleasure. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you all at the con.
Mongoose out.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the DragonCon Report. Whether you're a longtime fan or joined us for the first time, we hope you've gained some valuable insights and tips to make your DragonCon experience unforgettable. Don't forget to stay connected for more updates and future episodes. Until next time, keep learning, keep planning, and keep the con spirit alive.
You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.